Namaskar and a very warm welcome on the 27th episode, You the Nurse Talk Show. Thank you very much for your all love, feedback, criticism, and appreciation. We really enjoy your comments, so please keep do writing us. Yes, so let's directly start straight away. Start with a question: Who you are? Are you a person who believe in their own strength, weakness, and can define themselves? Or you are a person who believes in others' opinion or definition? Other people can define you better than yourself. Yes, we are today going to talk about the self, the self worth. And we are having a lovely master who will be demystifying this complex area for us because she is the one who actually practiced it. So definitely she's going to help us to achieve that state so that we can also enjoy ourselves and we can improve our self-worth. With that note, I request my team to please introduce themselves. Chris.
Good evening, everyone. I am Chris Thomas. I am from Mount Abu, Rajasthan. I'm working as assistant professor, and today we are so happy to have Madam Antonia. So, this is our last episode on spiritual empowerment. So, really, we are excited to listen you, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am, and welcome all our lovely audience.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Tolma.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Antonia, ma'am. Lovely to have you here, ma'am, and very eagerly waiting to listen to you, ma'am. And I'm a nurse by profession for the past 2 decades, a passionate one that is trying to make a difference in nursing fraternity. Welcome you, ma'am, and welcome to all the audience. Thank you for joining with us.
Thank you.
Shri ma'am.
Hello, my name is Sri Devi, and I'm a nurse. That is the biggest qualification for this show. And I've been around for about 37 years doing nursing, other than 4 years of learning. Currently, I teach. And welcome to the show, and welcome, Miss Antonia.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Uma ma'am, the you of the show.
I'm Uma Handal. Well, I welcome you. I heard so much about you, Antonia. And we're really looking forward to hear you. And one of the most important topic, if we understand the self-worth, I think we have achieved a lot. So we are really going to, patiently look forward to listen to you and maybe learn a lot, maybe even at this age of 85, being the youngest member of the family.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So on the behalf of my whole team, I really wanted to extend my hearty thanks, gratitude, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. So as we can all see that we are going to talk, and today we are having the last episode in on the theme of spiritual empowerment. Change comes within. And self-worth, today we are going to talk about the self-worth, and master of the show, as you have already heard so much about her. Well, let me tell you that she's a lady, she's a nursing leader. And I never seen such a multi-talented nursing leader in my life. So I'm really grateful to meet you, ma'am. She's having 27 years of nursing experience, and her qualification itself a career counseling or a career pathway for any of the bright student. You can see it, her credential clearly on her screen. And her scope of area and scope of work is actually so diverse, so it's very difficult to include everything on a simple slide, but still I try to do that. She's a senior principal assessor with NABH. She's a SAFI pay and nursing excellence certification. She's a life and transformational coach, and she is NLP practitioner and software trainer. Not only trainer, she's a master actually. And you are going to be agree with me at the end of the show. She's a nursing administration and strategies. And last but not the least, her achievements are as extraordinary as she is. She's the first nurse who is graduated, who was awarded and graduated with fellowship program in ISQA. ISQA is actually International Society of Quality, and she's the first nurse from India who's graduated from ISQA under this fellowship. She is awarded with the prestigious fellow Florence Nightingale State Award for her excellent professional and academic records. She involved in training program with WHO and multiple international agencies as well as Government of India and Niti Aayog. She, most important part, she is a celebrated speaker at national TV, radio, and she's a writer and poetess. What else we can expect from a single person? And today we are having, she is on the show. Welcome on the show, ma'am. And now platform is yours. Thank you very much once again on the behalf of my whole team. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. At the
No,
outset,
sorry. The most important part I left. I'm so sorry. The moment I saw the picture and I really forget to tell about my opinion to this lady. I would say this lady is with the iron willpower. She is the one जिनको सिर्फ ड्रीम देखना ही नहीं आता. She knows how to fulfill her dream, convert all the dream into the reality. And that's what she's sitting next to the APJ Abdul Kalam. He is the one who's ideal of not only Indian but the international people follow and idol or worship APJ Abdul Kalam. He is her ideal too. And she decided to meet him, and ultimately she made that her dream came true in 2015. We are really looking forward, learn from you a lot, ma'am. And so sorry to interrupting you because I really wanted to, when I was Googling her, I got this picture. And immediately I decided that she has to be on show by any means. And at last, thank you very much once again, ma'am. Over to you.
thank you so much for such wonderful and I'm humbled. And while seeing Ma'am Uma Handa, for whom I have a deep reverence and deep respect, and she is one of my ideal persons in nursing. Ma'am, I'm so humbled to hear good things about me from you, and thank you so much for all those wonderful words that your team has spoken, Rupa. So just to tell you all these things, I'm humbled, and this is what, in the, if you say that it is diverse, if you feel that, there was a absolute sincere try to explore all the possibilities in my path, because I had to go through, and every time when life really threw me to that arena where I had to lift myself and start moving, I think education is the tool, education is the anchor, which I clinged on to. And now also I'm studying because I'm a strong believer in continued learning. And as ma'am said, she's 85, still, it's so much, for us, this is what ma'am, it inspires everybody. So it is said that in philosophical way, we learn from womb to tomb. And even after our death, we learn, to keep our mouth shut, because we go on speaking. But really, Rupa Rawat has given me this platform to speak. And because I love actually dialogue, but she said, share your thoughts. And so I'm going to talk about my life journey. To be a nurse, it was never my call in life. I hated nursing, and I never liked nurses because I had my experiences where a nurse or a midwife or A&M, when my mother was delivering my last brother, she refused to conduct his delivery. So my mother had to go through, home delivery. Thank God it was a normal mother, and both, my brother, both were happy, and they were, healthy. And the second one was when my brother had the dog bite, where I had to take him to the government hospital, where the needle was so bad that needle broke, in his abdomen. During that time, the 14 injections used to be given around the umbilicus, that umbilical area. So I felt very bad because, the interactions, whatever we had with the particular healthcare provider. These two things made me decide I can become anybody in my life, but never a nurse. So when life really threw me to the particular experiences, being the eldest daughter in the family, and where I had 5 siblings, and my father fell sick, and then somewhere I had to embrace, this nursing profession, which I never liked it. That's what, sometimes in life takes you to the path which you feel that it is not my path, but the ultimate goal of your life, comes from there. And I'm the person who never liked children. Their cry was, so irritating to me. And when my in charge in St. John's Medical College Hospital, which is my alma mater, I came across, because I hold a very deep respect towards my seniors. And her name was Mrs. Maria Fernandez. And she was the in charge of neonatal ICU. During my third year GNM, I was posted in an ICU, and I never liked those children. And it was always fascinating. And it was funny for me to see how these nurses were rejoicing when a particular preterm baby gained 20 grams, 30 grams. I was thinking that these nurses are crazy. Why they have to laugh a lot? Because, they celebrate even that gain, weight gain. And when baby passes, the first meconium, they
Ma'am,
laugh.
but now we know that you are yourself a celebrated nurse. So now we wanted to know all the good part.
Yes.
We know that you had a very bad memory with this profession, but
Yes.
now you are in this and you are making us
No,
proud.
no. I'm telling. Yes, yes. But, I'm telling you that, where that self-worth comes. I'm just, because you asked me to share my life journey, I'm just,
Yeah.
nursing. But, that nursing particular in charge, while looking at, my interaction with neonates, she prophesied, Antonia, one day you would become a fantastic neonatal nurse. I said, never, never. But again, life takes me to the destiny where I only know children. And, I only know children. I specialized in pediatric nursing. I worked in pediatric medicine, pediatric surgery, was instrumental in establishing pediatric emergency unit in St. John's, and also, specialized in neonatology nursing. And if I have to say that today's topic, it is so worthy to address, because that self-worth came, and these were the lessons which I learned, being a pediatric nurse. When I held such a vulnerable child in my hand, and maybe, their background was poverty, maybe, they were from rural background, they could not talk or speak, the language what I spoke, all these things. But every child was worthy, because I believe in Rabindranath Tagore's quote, what he says, every child, it brings, the message of hope that the Almighty still believes in human race. So what a message of, hope. And whether it is male baby, female baby, but, that worthiness, that is very important. So anyway, the journey continues. But here, in the profession also, just to make it, the long story short, there were instances where I was cornered, I was bullied, I was rejected. There were, character assassination, and maybe the forum may not be appropriate to speak all those things, but as a nurse, I had to go through all these things. But when the opinions are being thrown at you, you are being misunderstood, you are being judged, you're not being supported. What makes you to feel that? That is the time that, without knowing that NLP methodology of, anchoring, I was practicing then. I thought one particular day, now if everybody is going to throw stones at me, and there are two ways, to look at the situation. One is, to bounce back, like, always the ball, when you really put it, against the ground, it always, bounces back. That is how, we have to bounce back. And the second one, yeah, it may be, the opinions, but they won't define us. Our failures don't define us. And if as a human being, I did not, commit any mistake, that means, I haven't tried anything in my life. So committing mistakes is actually human nature. To err is human, but what is beautiful is to learn from that mistakes and become, better human being, and don't commit the same mistakes, commit, different mistakes. And also, you should be smart enough to see the others' mistakes, because your life is so short that you will not have so much of time, to commit all those mistakes. You have to learn from others' mistakes also. So failures are nothing, they are not, failures are not, opposite of success, but they are the part of, the success process. So this is what, I learned. So dear friends, I want to really, address what is that self-worth. So here I would like to ask you one question, is that, have you ever thought this question, who am I? So I want you to, interact. I want to give, some work to my dear friend, Rupa Rawat. So please, text, in the text message, please message it. Have you ever thought that question, who am I? So if you really thought, please write, what do you define? Now, how do you define yourself? Who am I? Okay, let that question answers, whether they are the answers are coming.
Yeah, we are just waiting for the answers.
Okay, please,
So
let
please
us
write.
make it, yeah, please write. And, we might take the questions at the end, but surely, I want you to respond and let us be, interactive. Please do write. If you think, if that question came to you, then whom do you think that you are? Whom do you think that you are? Okay, that is the first, two questions I have to you. Then the second one I want to ask you is that if we really look at the health definition, of 1978, it says that health is a complete state of physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. It is well-being and not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. So here we take care of, physical, physiological, social health domains of, for a larger extent. But one domain which is really neglected is, the spiritual domain. And also, if we really go to, Western countries, especially Singapore, there, the hospital world is actually being replaced by well-being center. So well-being, it is actually a holistic. So in that aspect, I really would like to congratulate Rupa Rawat and her team for taking, spirituality and, the nursing profession for this month. And it is, a deep dive into that. So time is very less for me. I will make my, sincere effort to address that. Okay. So self-worth, it is nothing but if you really ask, what is self-worth? What do you define? What is the self-worth? Please, write it. What do you understand by this word self-worth? Okay, so keep typing, and I want you to not just listen. Let us enjoy. This is going to be an interactive session. I want you to, and today the inbox of that message should be flooded, and Rupa should have so much of work to collate. Please give her more work. So self-worth is an internal state of being that comes from maybe self-understanding. Who am I? Self-love, that loving myself for what I am, and also self-acceptance. Come what may, whatever the others say, that is the core of and when I was going through your programs, I really would like to talk about Madam Saibala. She said that you have your core, yourself, you have then your other domains. That core is nothing but the self. So if we are really going to address that self and everything, self-acceptance, self-worth, self-love, self-compassion, everything comes. Then you start valuing yourself. This is what the meaning is all about. So already I have asked you this question. So who am I? You might have answered. Now I want you to think of very as a person, not because somebody liked. Okay, today as a mother I might say, okay, my son likes chapati, so I made chapatis, or my husband likes rasam, so I made rasam, or my in-laws like parathas, so you make you made parathas, or somebody else likes correct, that is somebody. But as a person, as you, being your individuality, I would like to ask you, please write, what is your favorite? What is your favorite? Okay, I want you to write it in the chat box. Okay, what is your favorite? Let that, answer come. Okay?
What is your favorite food?
Food, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so let it come. The second one is that, what is your favorite music? For me, anything which is folk, and Sufi is my all-time favorite. So I love Sufi. I can always say that because that music itself, I can talk about Sufi because that is a very dangerous zone now because I will lose my track. I love Sufi, but what do you like? Which type of music do you like as a person? And this is important question. So what do you like? And you are saying that simple food. No, I like even mine. If you ask what is my favorite food, I really say that my favorite food is ragi ball. That is very simple food, but that is my all-time favorite. You give me any time, I will eat that. So an important person in your life, who is that? So the third question I have it to you is that, Who is the important person in your life? Who is the important person in your life? Okay. I think, I will go to the next question now, because I know you're very smart and, you can really answer very fast. So the fourth question I have is, something you dislike. I don't like to use, these negative terms as an NLP practitioner, but still, I want to ask you because this generates, the negative emotions or, the repulsion. So I'm forced to ask this question. So something you dislike, it may be person, it may be any, whatever it is, what you don't like it. Okay. So the last question I have is that, have you ever thought what would be your future? Okay. Have you ever thought what would be your future? So today I may be a nurse. So are you going to retire as a nurse? Are you maybe, a GNM today? Are you going to, do your PhD? Whether, those type of dreams you have. So what is your dream? Okay. The next one is that I want to tell you, my dear friends, no one is you. That is your, superpower. So if you want to tell what is the self-worth means, no one is you in this world. Because if you really look at, your Aadhaar card, they take, your corneal imprint, they take, your finger imprint. Also, the recent studies have shown that even our tongue print, they are different. Different means, not one Antonia you will find somewhere in the world. It is nothing. You can't find. That is the authenticity of you. So that is your superpower. No one is like you. Maybe, they might carry the same date of birth, maybe the same date of, the place of birth, maybe, the same name, same designation, whatever it is. But if you really look at it, the genetic make of yours, cannot be found anywhere in the universe, future, present, or in the past. So self-worth comes from one thing, that is, thinking that you are worthy. Here I want to tell you this. This is, because as a person, when I really wanted, if I am speaking today about self-worth, this value, is taught by various mentors of my life. And, I have, because I might not have met them personally, but surely, through literature, through audiobooks, through my Google, and YouTube, I could interact with them. They could relate to me. So Wayne Dyer says that he's a great mentor and he's a great coach. So he says that self-worth comes from one thing, thinking that you are worthy. So Robin Sharma says that anything for it to manifest, it happens, in two times. First one is it happens in the mind level. The second one, it happens actually in the world. So your thoughts, they have so much of power. So do you feel that, do you think that very thought is that, Renu, you are, Rupa, you are worthy, or Madam Uma Handa, I am worthy, like that, those thoughts, whether those are the ones, which really change the trajectory. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think that you are not. So here I would like to correlate. One is thought that you are thinking that you are worthy. The second one is that you are thinking that you are not worthy. So how much, you feel, whether it is black sheep or white sheep. If you feel that, I am worthy. Anyway, I'm going to, at the end, we are having, some exercise on affirmation, which you have to find. If thoughts, they have power, then I think, we have to play with thoughts, good thoughts, positive thoughts, uplifting thoughts, generating, because the thought generation is your capacity. So you have to experience that. So self-respect, self-worth, self-love, all start with self. So self is nothing but it's your core. It is your inner being. And here I would like to tell you my favorite poet, not one of my, if I really rate, he's number one, Rumi. So Rumi says that we are not human beings having spiritual experiences. We are not human beings having spiritual experiences. Rather, we are spiritual beings having human experience. Okay, we are spiritual beings having human experience. How beautiful and profound it is. So self-respect, self-worth, self-love all starts with you, me. That is, that is self. Stop looking outside your zone. Maybe, in your family also, in your friendship, in your in your working place, or maybe in your society, or maybe, in your profession. Don't look that. You start loving yourself. So loving yourself, it's vanity. It's not sanity. This is what it is. It is not vanity. It is not passion. That is the need of the hour. Self-worth is so vital to your happiness. If you don't feel good about you, it's hard to feel good about anything else. So it is a great say. It says that if you are empty, you cannot, pour out from your cup. You need to fill yourself. If you want to give others, you have to, fill yourself with that positive emotions. It is so beautiful to know that, my dear friends. We all, hail from nursing. Nursing is a profession which nurtures, which, embodies the great value of, the compassion, courage, conviction that, what you believe. And there are, this is the profession which says that, serving humanity is my pride. So serving, society might look down sometimes, because that shows only, how society is evolved. But as a nurse, how proud you feel about your profession. That is how, it is very important, my dear friends. And then never confuse. Here, I want to tell you, then self worth, self compassion, it is not vanity, it is sanity. That is the need of your. When I say that, then you might ask me, ma'am, then it is Antonia, is it, self love and ego? It is both the same. So I have to make, one point very clear, how self worth and ego. So if we have to take, our father of psychiatry, Dr. Sigmund Freud, he says that your ego and superego, right? Superego is the one which really, tells you, yes, it is, this is what, you are worth it, what you have to do, what you should not do it. But ego is the one, which actually should go. That is what, it is said that ego, for you to have, good relationship with you and, with your surroundings, that should go. That is, ego should go. So never confuse self-love with ego, my dear friends. The two are entirely different entity. A big ego requires a person to think that, when I'm thinking that I'm egoistic, that means, I may be thinking that I am superior to, Rupa Rawat. And somewhere, I'm trying to put her down. That is what, the ego is all about. And it is the perception of mind. But self-love means that you are your own best friend, and that you love, you accept, you consider, you encourage, you care for, and you believe in yourself. Through that, you are able to do not only for you, even for others. That is the beauty. Everything, improvement, when I was having this conversation with Rupa, always I say that, that one conversation, improvement always starts with I. Do you remember that? Yes, improvement starts with I. So the improvement, not only improvement starts with I, even, love should start with me, because I want to pour. And if I don't have compassion towards myself, how am I going to depict or, demonstrate or, execute that compassionate value through my work? So now, I want to tell you different names, for this antonyms and synonyms, okay? Synonyms for this self-love, in which all the way that, it can manifest. So we need to understand antonyms for self-worth, like, maybe sometimes when we lack, this self-worth, we might feel that we are depressed. Gloom, because it's very important for nurses to know that whenever you come across, a patient with depression, or maybe, might ourselves itself, gloom, melancholy, that you feel like, you want to be always alone. You are alone. Okay. And see, alone is different. Being lonely is different. Okay. Being alone is different and lonely is different. This is a lonely, melancholy is a lonely feeling, and misery, pain, it is not only, we only talk about the physical pain. We are not talking about the psychological pain. We are not talking about the spiritual pain, what we go through. The pain, it depicts pain itself, it is a beautiful concept. Pain need to be addressed, and pain has, the positive thing also. And maybe, sometimes pain, when Rupa speaks, I really hope that, the beauty of, being in a painful situation, and what, pain has to teach one, that itself, it's a great philosophy. Sorrow, trouble, unhappiness, oh, disgrace, humility. Sometimes, you feel shy, you feel timid. You won't feel like, mixing, with others. This is how, it actually depicts in a negative terms. But synonyms, for self-worth, it can be delight. You feel that, you feel very happy about yourself. You feel dignified. You feel dignified. Yes, I am who I am. I may not be as good as you, but I always, I good is, proper. From whose definition? From whose standard? Okay. If you have, maybe 8 as the scale, too good, can I not go to 9 or 10? Right? And I'm not defined by somebody's definitions. And happiness, honor, self-worth, it brings honor, respect, joy, pleasure, satisfaction, self-confidence, self-respect, gratification, self-love, self-regard, self-satisfaction, self-sufficiency, self-admiration. It is not that, boasting. I'm not talking about self-admiration. So when nobody is actually appreciating you and how beautiful it is. Wow, Antonia. Wow, Rupa, you did, so to self-talk, you just think that, wow, I have done. Sometimes, I talk to myself, Antonia, this is what I laugh at myself sometimes when I make, really funny things. I say, Antonia, this is not right. Children, they look at me, and it's always important, at least, we need to have that self-admiration and self-trust. If you really, have that self-trust, that is the first landing board for you. That is, the first springboard for you to jump, because, you have faith. When entire world says you can't, but, if you say that, you can achieve something, I tell you, I challenge you, surely, you will be able to do it. That is the worth of, the self-worth attitude. It is not what you are that holds you back. It is what you think that you are not. This is what, we have to understand. So, because we are when it comes, means whatever I speak, it is not only just my experiential or maybe my learnings, but also I would like to bring some sort of like theories into that. Whether anybody spoke about self-worth in the theories of psychology. Okay, so here I would like to talk about Baumeister in 1999. Okay, the self-worth, the concept, the individual belief about himself or herself, including the person's attributes and who and what the self is. This is already we have discussed. But my favorite, Carl Rogers. I believe in great thing about Rogerians. As a psychology student also, I believe and I love his theory. Carl Rogers, he speaks about the self-concept in 3 domains. The first one is self-image, the view that you have about yourself. The second one is the self-worth. This is the term which he uses in his Rogerian theory. How much value you have in yourself. That is the second one. The third thing is ideal self. That means who you really wish you were. That is why I asked this question. You are now here where you want to go. So, my dear friends, Carl Rogers in 1959, he formed, the self-concept theory, and he speaks about, self-image, self-worth, and ideal self. So, and Lewis, he speaks about 2 type of, the self. The first one is, existential self. That is means, the realization that you exist as separate to others. That means, you keep yourself as a separate entity. And the next one is, categorical self. That is, you combine yourself with others. So one is, individual self. The second one is, you being a human in the social atmosphere. So here I want to ask you, few things here. There are few aspects for the self. One is, the self-fulfillment, autonomy, honesty, and also emotional self-concept. If we have to speak, I have, few questions to you. So to do anything, do you need people's approval? Say yes or no. For you want to go for a shopping today. Okay. So now, social distancing, nobody. So if you want to do something, do you need anybody's approval? Not only shopping, it can be, for your further study. Or maybe, you want to being unmarried. Okay. Because I'm keeping that unmarried. And you want to, you want to go abroad and, earn some money and come. So whether you need anybody's approval. So these are the, few instances. Say yes or no. The second one, do you consider yourself to be a very upright and highly strung person? Okay. Do you feel that, you are very upright and highly, you have, that high opinion about yourself. It is not ego or anything, awareness. The third thing, do you have, here this sentence I will take like this: I have yet to achieve anything I consider to be important in my life. That is how, your ideal self comes here, right? So I have yet to achieve anything I consider to be important in my life. Or are you satisfied with your present scenario? Or do you have any dreams that, you want to achieve in future?
Yeah.
Okay. So the fourth one is, I am a man or woman of my word. Word, not world, word. Okay. If you say something, do you adhere whatever, you say? Yes, if I say, yes, Rupa, I am available on Friday. But, you just imagine, a Friday morning, I'm calling you and saying, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to make it up, right? So that means I'm actually breaching the trust. And I'm putting, that person into a situation which is going to be doomed, right? And the unnecessary tension and all those things. So it is whatever you promise, do you deliver? Okay. So my dear friends, here, one thing. Fine. Next one, I feel different from most people and I wish I was more like them. That means, here comparison. If you really, for example, some people might, when I really look at Ma'am Uma Handa, I really felt that, wow, Almighty, please bless me with that type of, life. It is really, they inspire us. So being inspired is different. Okay. But, here I'm asking the question, I feel different from most people and I wish I was more like them. Here, some sort of like, dissatisfaction is there. You're wishing that, there is a part of, jealousy that, yeah, I would have been like that. I would have had, that house. I would have gone abroad. I would have earned money. Here, you're not striving to achieve that, but you feel some sort of like, you wish that you would have had some sort of like, tinge of dissatisfaction. Next one, I only partially believe in myself. Okay, I only believe partially. Do you believe fully? Because if I give you, in various, life coaching, we teach them, we give them half glass of, water. We ask, to know their pessimistic and optimistic mind. But, now we have gone one step ahead of it. So few people may say that it is half full. Others, might say it is half empty. But whether it is half full or half empty, but the glass is refillable, right? So this is how it is. Do you feel that you are completely person, do you believe completely in yourself that you are worth? That is, your moral. And the last one, I went through this, okay? And before, I could develop this strong sense of, self-worth, I really suffered. I really suffered. So this question I want all of you to ask, because I know that August gathering is there. You all are listening to me and you're sending, very beautiful messages. I'm very grateful to you. Please be interactive. Don't lose that, flow. So this question I have to you, my dear friends, do you have trouble taking criticism from other people? Do you have problem or trouble in taking criticism from other people?
Yeah.
We may say that it can be constructive, it can be destructive. No.
And sometimes it happens when somebody is giving opinion. So,
Yeah.
seniors and junior, especially when it comes to the nursing profession, it's not easy that a senior accept the junior's idea. And, so those things happens. Yeah. We really wanted to listen more.
Yes. We will handle this, when we are coming to the question thing. But, I'm asking a general question. How many of you have problem in taking this criticism? I'm not talking about constructive or, the destructive criticism. If you have problem, let us be very, touch our heart and say, yes, I have problem. I told you that I had this problem. Okay. So now, all those things are there, and we spoke about what is, self-worth, the synonyms, antonyms we discussed about the theories and what is, why it is important, all those things. Now, I want to tell you why this is, in which way that we can really build up this self-worth and what was my journey. Okay. And I really, I put these points in this thing, and I want to share it with you. This is, my learning when I went through that experience. So
Ma'am, we are having, I'm so sorry, I'm just interrupting before starting your own story. Ma'am, we are having a question. Would you like that we should take this question right now, or shall we take it later?
What I will do, I surely I will address. I really love to
Great.
take all the questions. What I will, a story means, no, I'm not going to talk about my story at all, but what lessons I learned.
Yeah.
So
Your
these are
personal
the lessons that
reflections.
I learned, my personal reflections, and I went through my gratitude journal, and I write everyday journal, and from there I have taken these excerpts, and these are the points which I am presenting it to you. So everything may not applicable to you, but I went through that journey, and surely it might help you. The first one is that identifying and challenging our negative beliefs. Okay, especially when we go through a very challenging situation, especially character assassination. So when I went through this is the thing that I said, am I, because somebody spoke like that, am I like that? You may be a good administrator. People may not identify anything negative in you. So this is what my mentors, they had told me. When, the character is being attacked, that means, that is the last resort person. People are, attacking you. So be bold. And we are not defined by whatever, others. So identify and challenge your negative beliefs. The second one, identify the positive about yourself. Okay, identify how positive. So here we have to do our self SWOT analysis. It is not just in administration we learn. These are the concepts where your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities to become better. Because a self critique can really, I told, I make myself, a lot of times I make very great fun of myself. So that is very self critiquing, it is a very good term. Laugh at yourself. So that is what where you can really say that yes, I can become better. And threats also. Okay, threats also you need to. And build positive relationships and avoid negative ones. And Einstein says that if you really want to fly high, you have to cut off, all these heavy baggages. So people with whom, you are associated with, that is very important. You please understand eagle and lion. And usually I give them when I teach about, leadership. Sometimes, the leader has to stand alone. It is, eagle never, they fly in, in flock. They are not in groups, right? Always eagle flies alone. Lion also, it is always alone. If you want to be a leader, sometimes a leader is not just, you have so many followers. You yourself are, leader of your life. So sometimes whenever you have to stand alone, believe in those relationships instead of, having toxic relationship, and create, your relationship which motivate you, inspire you, guide you, uplift you, support you. These type of, relationship, other relationships are meaningful. You have to cut off. Like how we cut, the umbilical cord between the mother and the baby. Same way you have to cut off, and no regrets. And I had to do that in my life. Okay. And give yourself a break. Because, even if I have to, please try. Have you ever thought of by giving, your breath away only, you can take the breath in. There is inspiration. One respiration is equal to inspiration less expiration plus pause. This is what in our textbooks talk. And this pause is very important, not only breathing, even to breathe in life, this pause is very important. Take, that break, take that pause. And you have to think, is it, because, that patience is very important. So pause is very important. Then become more assertive and learn to say no. You might lose, many relationships, or, people may, but, be assertive. In communication, we learn assertive, aggressive, static, and passive communication. So when you are assertive, you will really learn to say no. Good, you should really start saying, no, but simply don't say no. You have to, you have to really practice when to say no, how to say no. That is also very important. Rupa, this is another thing which you have to really, I'm giving you a lot of tips, for your next sessions too. And physical, our health is very important. Okay. Health is very important because I told you We are spiritual beings having this human experience. So when we call it as, Homo sapiens we belong to, then, myself is being actually carried in this body. How well, do I take care? I nourish, myself with good thoughts, not only good thoughts mentally, but, good relationships physically, a good relationship, socially, good relationship professionally, right? And then always, nourishing food, balanced diet, proper hydration, well-balanced diet, all these things. Okay. Then take on challenges. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you realize your comfort zone, what makes you uncomfortable, that is where, your growth is. So please, move out of your comfort zone. And forgiveness, this is another beautiful topic. And I'm actually, practicing this forgiveness coaching. Okay, forgiveness is actually, it is not that you are if you hold the grudge against anybody, okay, and it was difficult for me to forgive many people in my life, but it is possible with grace, it is possible.
Yeah.
And that, the forgiveness, if you hold, like this, if you hold that, it is like, you're holding the fire in your hand, it only burns you. So
Right.
let it go, relieve that person and practice, you say that I forgive you. And hoponopono, okay, there is a one Hawaiian prayer is there. It says that I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me. Okay, this is a very beautiful prayer. I'm
Say again,
sorry,
ma'am.
I
Say again.
forgive you. It is hoponopono. Okay, hoponopono. Okay, that is a Hawaiian prayer which is secular, and I practice this. It says that I am sorry, please forgive me, and I love you.
Yeah. Ma'am,
Okay,
I'm
this is
so
all,
sorry.
when you
Um,
start.
yeah, I'm interrupting you, but we are having a question, and I know you are going to give us a good elaborative answer for those questions. So, Isila, I really want you to take those questions. This is one question from a student, and I really, really wanted to encourage this question. She wrote, "What is self? Really, I have listened different opinion of different people, but not realized yet what and who am I? I am very much curious to know."
Okay. Who you are, if that started, if you, that curiosity itself came in, already she started her journey. Okay. And everybody will not, we think that, the self is like our relationship. I wanted to ask, that maybe you can, she can talk to me after some time once,
Yeah.
the session gets over. Because here, if I have to really, and that's why, I asked that question, who are you?
Yeah.
Whether, but just, to take, whether I have to ask, Rupa, if I have to ask you, who are you? Whom do you think that, you are?
I call myself a soul, a contented person, and
Okay.
yeah, it's very difficult question
Content is a
actually.
feeling. No problem. Let us have, maybe
Yeah,
30 seconds, let us take.
yeah,
You said that you are a,
soul.
you said contented person,
Yeah,
soul, right? Soul, but, soul cannot be seen, but, I'm able to see you, feel you, talk to you.
yeah,
Okay. And you said contented. Contented means, that means you are already highly satisfied in Maslow's hierarchy or on the self-actualization, right? That is a feeling. That is an achievement, whether it is you, person, right? This is how, we have to deep introspection, that we have to do. And there are a lot of, literatures are there. So maybe, you can always, connect with me. I'm very happy, if I can, I really congratulate. What's that student's name? Whether she,
yeah,
reveal
yeah,
her
yeah,
name?
yeah. She's there, and I'll definitely make you talk after the show. Because
Okay,
we
okay,
actually
fine.
encourage
I'm
students.
very,
Yeah, because
yeah,
our whole
lovely,
idea is
lovely, lovely.
to. Yeah, ma'am. Can I take the another question? Because as we are,
Yeah.
so sometimes in life, some relationships are like heavyweight, but on the other side, it's your responsibility also. So, what to do with this situation?
Okay. Which relationship is heavy? I
Ma'am,
told you.
yeah,
That is, these are the questions. Okay. These are heavy relationships. I told you, and I stick on to that. Right. always, if you really want to have a beautiful, profound, enriched, and satisfied life, if you really want to, make your life the most happening in a positive way, and this is very important because the toxic relationships, the toxic relationship, which actually, demean you, disrespect you, and devalue you. I think those relationships are not meant to be. But, again, we have to say what type of, relationship it is, whether, it is because every relationship you can't just cut on, because it has to be worked out. And if we are going on, cutting off in our relationship, that doesn't mean that, we will have any more relationships to cherish. No, our human beings, we are social beings. So we need to cherish that. But, to what extent that, need to be worked out. And that question is, very apt, which how, we really need to work out and how toxic it is, whether it is narcissistic relationship, which really bogs you down, which, my father used to tell me, and, I thought that, this time I'm not going to talk about, but my father always used to tell me this. It is, respect is that in any relationship, when you are not served respect on the table, have the courage, to walk out from that. Okay, so respect is, very important, and it is not the money, it is not the status. People think that the moment, they gave you very good clothing and shelter and nice, what is that, the gold and whatever, the jewelry, people think that, it is love. Love actually comes in different platter. Maybe, the respect, the recognition, the support, the compassion, the understanding, everything, comes in a different forms. I feel that more than that, I think, this is very important in relationship. Okay, that's what we have seen when today, maybe we have a lot of breakups in any relationship for that matter, but we did not see that during our parents' time or grandparents' time. Right? People really worked out on their relationships. So can we go to the next one, next learning of mine?
Yeah,
We will
please,
say,
ma'am.
okay, fine. Forgiveness, I told, and self-acceptance. Okay, nobody is going to accept you. You have to accept yourself. That is very important. Connect with supportive people, like how you have to cut off, your, the toxic relationships. Also, you have to surround yourself with people who cherish your growth, motivate you, inspire you, and guide you, lead you. They are there, in your ups and downs. And focusing on the positive, being grateful, that is very important. And we have, affirmations, being grateful. What you are, let me ask my friends, my young friends, please, write what you are grateful for now. Okay, please write it for what you are grateful, because, gratitude is a great attitude. And if you want to attract any good things in your life, you have to practice, gratitude, because I'm sitting here as an example. Wow, this is beautiful, ma'am. And I'm alive and I'm breathing. Wow, that is profound. I am grateful because, there are various other people joined this, I'm grateful for such a beautiful life. Lovely. This is how, you start. I'm grateful for this, good connectivity. I'm grateful for, such a nice post. I'm grateful for, this interaction. I'm grateful for, this energy that I have. I'm grateful for, this mind which is able to focus and talk. I'm able to, I'm grateful for this voice which is communicating to you. I'm grateful, because I'm feeling, everything. That is how, the moment you start thinking and practicing gratitude, you start attracting great things in your life. I think, we nurses, being compassionate human beings, we should practice this gratitude. Sorry for using, we should not use it in NLP, but I'm telling you, I think I urge you, I plead you, start practicing gratitude. You will see miracles happening every day when you get up. Start writing, 3 notes. I'm grateful for what? Next one. Let go things and that do not serve. You have to let go. And it is said, let go, let God. That is very nice, status of mine. Let go, let God. So things, will take care, because time is a good healer. And love yourself more. That is very important. So now, I want them to, maybe, you can write these affirmations, and every day, because Louise Hay is another mentor who is, whom I am deeply indebted with. And she really helped me to develop, this concept of self-worth. And she's the queen, or, the mother of affirmations. And I practice this every day. And I'm going to read, these 50 affirmations. Maybe, you can practice at least even if you take 10 and practice every day, this would be great. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a special person. So I'm going to say, these affirmations, 50 affirmations for self-worth, specifically for self-worth. So you can write it and you can practice it every day. So I'll read it. Okay. I'm a special person, feel and say that. I'm a special person. There is nobody else like me. I love myself. I love myself more and more each day. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of happiness. I'm worthy of success. I do in my life. I have the power to create the life I want. I am beautiful, intelligent, fun, and full of life. I am successful and happy person. I am whole and complete. I don't need anyone to complete me. There is nothing I need to do or to be to earn love or respect. I am enough. My body is beautiful, exactly the way it is. Everything is possible for me. I have everything I need to succeed. What I want is coming to me. I'm worthy of the compliments I receive. My contributions are valued and appreciated. There is nothing I need to change about myself to be accepted and loved. Nothing is more potent than my belief in me. My goals are already being accomplished. My goals are already being accomplished. So this is how, so another few, if I have to say that, people value my work and my love. I believe in myself. One of my most remarkable qualities is what? I can say that honesty. My remarkable quality is honesty and ethical in my dealings. Okay. And what is your quality? I am surrounded by grace and positivity. Then, you will start attracting all positive and good people into your connections. Nothing can stop me from achieving my dreams. People want to hear my thoughts and opinions. My voice is important. I am enough. I am perfect just the way I am. I respect myself and others appreciate me. The love I give myself is reflected in all areas of my life. There is absolutely nothing out of my reach. Everything is reachable. I can have everything I want in my life. I am doing a great job. I attract wonderful things into my life. I am creative, strong, powerful, brave, and inspired. People look up to me. People want what I have. Many people like me and admire me. I am deeply grateful for my body, my health, and my unique talents. Each day, I am more and more aware of my innate beauty, creativity, and abundance. My life is a miracle. My life is a miracle, and I belong here. My life is a miracle, and I belong here. I believe in my ability to express my true self with ease. I believe in my ability to express my true self with ease. This is very important affirmation for nurses because we lack, that confidence in boardrooms. We lack that confidence whenever, somebody shouts at us. We lack that confidence when somebody threatens in our confidence at the patient's side. So can you believe in that ability to express your true self with ease? I'm grounded, I'm supported, I'm deeply loved. I am empowered to have the things I seek. I deserve everything good that comes to me. I can assert myself and stand up for myself and others. I like who I am and who I am becoming. I like who I am and I am who I am becoming. I have much self-worth and inner beauty. I have much self-worth and inner beauty. So, my dear friends, this is, affirmations. And one more thing I want to tell you, because there are mirrors everywhere, right? In your every day when you get up. This is another exercise, which I started doing for myself. And look into your, every day when you get up after doing, your gratitude, doing some affirmations, and get into the mirror and start, looking into the eyes of the image, what you are seeing in the mirror. Okay, you have to look into the mirror and say to the image, looking into the eyes, I love you and I care for you and you are beautiful. This we call it as, mirror exercise. And look into the pupil, that eye, into the eye, and you have to start telling. And things, maybe first time you might burst out. First time, you may not have the courage. I challenge you. Start doing that. And you start, developing that self-worth. So you are alive, and that is what, we need to. I'm human, we are not perfect. If anybody says that, I'm very perfect, fine, thank you very much, because, I will really make, one photo of yours and put garland and do puja. And whoever, great achievers, whoever, I'm not perfect. I'm imperfectly perfect.
Yeah.
But, I'm perfectly imperfect.
And I am imperfect to manage the time. Because I
Okay,
have to
fine.
ask you to stop.
Okay,
I'm so
fine.
sorry, ma'am. It's lovely to hear you, but yeah, definitely I cannot stop you abruptly. But I really want to give us a piece of take home lesson. You have given us enough assignment, enough take home lesson, and I believe that I'm going to be a changed person from today onwards. But yeah, I really want a take home lesson for everyone who's listening us here as well as on Facebook.
Okay, I just have to say this, because self-worth, love yourself enough to take the actions required for your happiness, enough to cut yourself loose from the drama of your past. You're not your past. You're not your failures. You're not your, unsuccessful stories. You're not your breakups. You're not your, losses in life. Okay. So enough to feed your mind and body in a healthy manner, enough to forgive yourself, enough to move on. So the last one, if you ask me, self-worth is nothing but the only one who gets to decide your worth is you, nobody else. Okay. It doesn't come from your bank account or the number of friends that you have. It doesn't come from what someone else says you are worthy. It's called self-worth for a reason. It comes from you. It comes from being yourself and being proud of who you are. It comes from being someone that you can count on and someone you love. The numbers will change with time, but what won't change is who you are deep inside. You are beautiful. You are limitless. You're wonderful. You're creative. You're strong. You're capable. And that is where your worth comes from. So start doing these things, and surely, this journey becomes an explorable one, and achievable one. Okay, it's a journey, and I can't say that today I will be completely. No, it is an evolution.
Yeah.
And what I am now, maybe after 5 years, if you really look at me, I might be a different person. And if you really look at me, the 10 years back, I am a different person.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That is how. So I wish you all the very best for this beautiful journey of, exploring self-worth, and life will change. Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And let me tell you, it was like keep on listening you. I am actually feeling, I keep telling many speaker that I feel criminal sometime, that, I am coming in between you and the patiently people are listening you. In fact, myself also enjoying a lot. But it's always, there's a nature. When we start, we have to stop. But don't stop the practice of loving yourself. Don't stop the lesson which we learn today, because until unless you will practice, you will not going to change yourself. And everybody has to have their own definition. Try to improve yourself. I keep saying that I always try to strive a better version of myself, and I'm so occupied improving and criticizing myself that I just avoid with the external environment. That's my practical tips to myself. And if you want, you can make your own style. You can make your own your recipe of how you can find yourself, how you can improve your self-worth. First of all, please, जैसा कि एक स्टूडेंट ने पूछा था how I can find myself, you can find yourself by spending time yourself. Please close your eyes, just think about yourself. Meditation, people keep saying do meditation, it's a very difficult thing. But what is meditation? Meditation is just thinking about yourself, rather than thinking about the person who love, or you want to go somewhere. There's nothing like that. Spend some time with yourself, and soon you will start loving yourself. जैसा कि मैम ने बोला, use positive word for yourself as well as for others. Make it habit to use always positive word. Stop criticizing others. Sometimes I think that if I criticize, he or she will change. No, they are not. You are going to get that negative energy, and ultimately your words become all negative. So please, please, please use positive word. Do positive self talk to yourself. Spend your time on laughing on your own jokes. That's what ma'am said. And spend your time on patting your back. You don't need to have somebody else who will be appreciating you. The most important, you should have a positive constructive surrounding. Try to pick those friends who is actually giving you a positive constructive feedback. With that note, I want to end this session here. I really wanted to say thanks on the behalf of whole you Nurse Talk Show team. Thank you very much, ma'am, being on the show. But stay there because we will be behind the curtain of recording and of Facebook. Thank you very much. See you next Friday.
Just one
Yeah.
second. One second. So thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you for that wonderful, interaction that I had with you all. And thank you for, this platform to share. Maybe, this is my first talk on self-worth, which is my favorite topic. God bless you, and God bless nurses everywhere. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.